Yo, what's up everyone? So today I just wanted to make this quick video about Lil Durk because recently he was performing in Chicago and something exploded on stage and apparently he got an eye injury. And if you're aware of Symbolism, then obviously you guys can see the symbolism with this because all of this was staged. Normally these shows are very structured and professional, you know what I mean? So why would this thing accidentally blow up on stage while he's performing? You know, all of this is scripted and I'm gonna show you guys why. But before I get into that, I'll play the video for you guys right now.
Right, bro. That one came a little close. That didn't look like it shot straight up. It looked like it shot in a different direction. Whoa. Right, bro. That one came a little close. That didn't look like it shot straight up. It looked like it shot in a different direction. Who wants smoke? Let's do it.
Alright, so that was the video of Lil Durk performing on stage and something exploded and it damaged his eye. So like I said, all of this is scripted because what are the chances that it hits his eye out of all the places in his body? And this is a big ritual, you know, they're doing mockery in plain sight. The fact that it's an eye injury and it damaged his eye. So he posted this picture and obviously you guys can see that he's doing one eye symbolism in plain sight and everything is doublespeak. You know, some people are just going to think it's a coincidence that they're covering one eye because he got an eye injury, but it's deeper than that. Everything they do has double meaning and everything that happens to them is scripted. So all of this was scripted to put it right in your face. And I really wanted to explain the one eye symbolism in this video because I mention it in a lot of my videos and sometimes people are confused as to what I mean by that. So I'm going to explain the one eye symbolism to you guys. But first I want to read this caption that he wrote so that I can show you guys how scripted everything is. So he said, due to the incident that happened at Lollapalooza in Chicago on stage, I'm going to take a break and focus on my health. I finished my performance yesterday for my fans. I appreciate y'all. So one thing I want to say is I recommend you guys watch my Beyonce video that I dropped 2 days ago because I explained to you guys the true meaning behind fans and fan bases and stuff like that. You know, it's all an analogy from bees and beehives. So I recommend you guys check that out. But anyways, let's break down this caption. So notice that this happened at Lollapalooza. So I checked the gematria and I noticed that Lollapalooza equals 138, just like American Rapper and Death. So this is 100% scripted. This venue is called Lollapalooza for a reason because they have a lot of American rappers. So that's why it matches up with American Rapper. And obviously Death equals 38 in the same cipher. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody dies at one of these shows in Lollapalooza one of these years. So that's why I don't recommend going to these shows because a lot of times they have a lot of things scripted and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And all of their shows are big energy harvest rituals. So they get all of this energy from everybody that's there. So I don't really recommend going to shows. Go watch my video about Travis Scott because I explained all of that. But anyways, let's move on. So I also noticed that Lollapalooza equals 48, just like homicide. So once again, Lollapalooza is really connected to death. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of these years somebody ends up dying at a Lollapalooza show. Alright, so this is big mockery, man. I feel like if more people knew about symbolism, then they would understand how deep this actually goes because they are doing straight up mockery with this. You know, the fact that this picture was posted everywhere and nobody saw the symbolism behind it really goes to show how ignorant people are to symbolism, and that's why they keep getting away with it. So I really recommend that you guys do your research on symbolism, and I don't recommend looking it up online. You know, I tried doing research about this stuff online and I couldn't find anything that was valid. So I bought some books on symbolism and I really did a lot of research to really find out what it means. So I'm going to break that down in this video. So the eye symbolism dates all the way back to the Eye of Horus from ancient Egypt. And this is like the oldest record we have of this symbol being used. and it started off as the Eye of Horus. So there's two eyes. There's the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus is the left eye, and the Eye of Ra is the right eye. So if you notice in this picture, he's covering the right eye, which means he's showing the Eye of Horus. From our perspective, the eye on the right is showing, but it's actually his left eye if you were in his perspective. So that's his left eye, which means he's doing the Eye of Horus symbolism. And the Eye of Horus and the Eye of Ra have different meanings, but overall it's the same thing. But if you notice, most of the time they love showing the Eye of Horus. So the Eye of Horus is the left eye, and that's probably why Lisa Left Eye named herself Left Eye, because her name is referencing the Eye of Horus. So that's just one example, but you're going to see with every single celebrity, they all reference the Eye of Horus. So the Eye of Horus originally had a positive meaning, you know, like intuition, healing, and stuff like that. So overall, it's a positive symbol, but when celebrities use it, they're not using it for that reason. So that's what this paragraph explains. Most recently, the Eye of Horus has been used by occultists, such as the Thelemists, who consider the date 1904 to be the start of the Age of Horus. Thelemic thought belongs to a religious cult developed by English occultist Aleister Crowley in the early 20th century, in which do what thou wilt was a key philosophy. So I'm going to make a video about Aleister Crowley on my Patreon, because there's so many things I want to break down with that character. So if you guys are interested in that, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. And then it says, the Illuminati, who some believe to be the secret power behind many businesses and governments today, also use the eye as a symbol of control of knowledge, illusion, manipulation, and power. So if you guys watched my video about Young Thug, I was explaining to you guys that it's deeper than the Illuminati. The Illuminati is just one organization. You know, there's so many of them. But overall, the Jesuits are actually one of the biggest organizations. So go watch my Young Thug video. The link will be in the description below, because I really broke it down in that video. So anyways, the key point here is that the eye is a symbol of control of knowledge, illusion, manipulation, and power. So I'm going to zoom in for you guys right there so you guys can read it. The eye is often depicted within a triangle as a symbol of magical power, and it appears that the all-seeing eye is one of the most potent symbols of the power of divine knowledge. So that's why on the back of the dollar bill, they have the all-seeing eye with a triangle, and notice how the triangle is separated from the pyramid itself. This symbolizes that they are taking the divine knowledge and keeping it away from you. You know, so the dollar bill is pure mockery. They're putting it right in your face that they stole the knowledge and they're keeping it hidden from you. But at the end of the day, anybody can have access to this knowledge. You just really have to learn symbolism and using context clues to really figure out what they're doing. So overall, these symbols that they use are magic and they cast spells on people. So Durk is literally doing magic in front of our faces, and a lot of people don't even notice that. So notice that it also said that the all-seeing eye is a symbol of power and illusion. So all of this is an illusion. You know, celebrities are just an illusion. They're not actually real people, and I'm going to break that down for you guys, because Durk is a perfect example of a celebrity that is not real, and they get a lot of power from this. So on the back of the dollar bill, you know, it has the eye with the triangle, and then it says Annuit Coeptis, and I looked it up, and Annuit Coeptis is one of the two mottos on the reverse side of the Great Seal of the United States. The literal translation is "He favors our undertakings." And apparently by he, they mean God, but we don't know which God they're referring to, because there's so many deities out there. So they're most likely referring to an evil deity. And you guys can do your research on Thelema. You know, they talked about it in that section that I read to you guys. I'll probably make a separate video about that on my Patreon, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, as I told you guys, every single celebrity does one-eye symbolism. There's not one celebrity out there that doesn't do it. And notice that Jay-Z is right here doing one-eye symbolism. That's a very famous picture of Jay-Z. So that goes to show that Durk now has this famous picture doing one-eye symbolism as well. And as you guys know, Jay-Z is Durk's base character, but I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So first, I just want to show you guys these pictures, because these are hundreds of celebrities right here, and they're all doing the same symbolism. So doesn't that strike you guys as they're all involved in some secret organization, and they're all a part of the same thing. You know, people try to say, oh, Michael Jackson is real, but here he is doing the same thing as everybody else. So none of these people are real. People try to vouch for them and say that they're real just because they think they're exposing something about the industry. But you guys have to really use common sense. How can somebody in the industry expose the industry? You know, it doesn't make sense. So all those people that think Orlando Brown is saying something real, really think about it. He's not exposing anything because he's another one of these puppets. So this is another form of one-eye symbolism as well. And with this one, they're doing two symbolisms in one. But I'll do more research and I'll make a separate video on what that symbol signifies. But yeah, there's thousands of pictures of every single celebrity doing this. And it's not hard to find. You know, all you really have to do is look up a celebrity and you're going to find a picture of them doing this. And here's some more doing it. And some of them just love doing it in plain sight. You know, nowadays that people are so brainwashed and dumbed down, they can easily just do it in plain sight. You know, if you watch really old movies and stuff, you'll notice that they didn't really do symbolism that much. You know, it was more low-key and they didn't really do it as much. But nowadays, people are so dumbed down and brainwashed that they can do it right in your face and you wouldn't even know. So Sade made a really good video about symbolism on our Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the Patreon. I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to drop a really good video on there tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. So as you guys know, a month ago I made this video and I showed you guys all the proof that Jay-Z is Lil Durk's base character. So I recommend you guys check that out. And Sade also made a really good video about this as well. So the link to the playlist of our Jay-Z is Lil Durk videos will be in the description below. And recently I made this video exposing Beyonce because she has an immortal white character. So check that out as well. The link will also be in the description below. So the reason I bring this up is because I found a little bit more evidence that links Lil Durk to Jay-Z. So Lil Durk has this song called My Beyonce, right? So this is probably the biggest connection. But I found some interesting details about this with gematria. So Lil Durk, Beyonce, and Masonry all equal 33 in the same cipher. So this is another major connection because Lil Durk is connected to Beyonce and Jay-Z is married to Beyonce. So this is a big connection. And the song is called My Beyonce, and I noticed that My Beyonce matches up with Shooting. Both of them equal 107 in the English ordinal, and then 44 in the full reduction, and 37 in the reverse full reduction. So I'm not sure what this means, but I do believe that this kind of represents the fact that a lot of shootings and deaths are going to happen surrounding Lil Durk. And a lot of characters around Lil Durk have died recently. So this gematria is really showing how scripted all of that is. But I don't think it's over. I'm pretty sure more people are going to die around Lil Durk. And no, he's not sacrificing them. You know, people really think that Durk sacrificed King Von and stuff like that. But no, that's not the case. You know, I have a video about King Von. Make sure you guys go check that out. The link will be in the description below. So I also noticed that Kill and Jay-Z have the same gematria. They both equal 17 in the full reduction. And then Kill equals 64 in the reverse ordinal. And Jay-Z equals 46. So both of those numbers have the same numerology. You know, it's the same number, it's just reversed. So this probably means that Jay-Z is going to fake his death. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because they have a big agenda with Jay-Z still. But one of these days they are going to kill him off. You know, his name is clearly scripted to be killed. Alright, so the next big connection is Mary J. Blige and Dej Loaf. So Sade has a really good video exposing that because Dej Loaf's base character is Mary J. Blige. So make sure you guys go check that out. The link to this video is in the description below. So Durk has a song called My Beyonce with Dej Loaf. And Dej Loaf is Mary J. Blige. And the connection here is, here's a picture of Durk and Dej Loaf. And then we got Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige. So both of these characters are friends with each other with their other characters. You know, this is Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige's younger characters. And then here's their older characters and they're together as well. And then Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige have a couple songs together, which is another big connection because Durk and Dej Loaf have songs together. So Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige have this song, and then this other song called Can't Hide From Love, and then another song called You're Welcome, and then their biggest song together is Song Cry. So one thing that I've noticed is Durk is going to have a very similar career to Jay-Z. You know, the same way that Jay-Z and Beyonce are seen as quote-unquote relationship goals. You know, they're pushing that same agenda with India and Durk because a lot of people see them as relationship goals as well. And also, Durk is going to be a big businessman soon, and he's going to be a billionaire just like Jay-Z. So I'm just calling it right now. His career is going to be very similar to Jay-Z. And Divine Sade did a good video about India, so make sure you guys go check that out. The link will also be in the description below. Alright, so now I just want to talk about how fake Durk is. You know, what are the chances that he went to the same high school as famous Dex in Chicago, and then later on they both ended up being famous rappers? You know, like, that just really goes to show how scripted these careers are, and they all love to infiltrate in these high schools. I explained that to you guys in my Fivio foreign video. So here's a picture of Dex and Durk, and at first glance you might not notice how weird this picture is, but if you zoom in on Durk's face, you'll see that he does not look like a regular human, and it's kind of creepy because I can only imagine the real people that were around him that probably didn't even realize how weird he looks, because he doesn't look like a regular human. You know, I've never seen a regular human that looks like this. His eyes are abnormally huge, and overall he just looks like a creature. You know, he looks like a fictional character, and that's why people always compare him to a lot of fictional characters. Like, for example, right here, they said, why does Lil Durk look like the doggo skin on Fortnite? And he really does, man. It's so funny because he looks exactly like this doggo skin. And the fact that he's even wearing a yellow hoodie in the picture, just like the doggo skin. And also, if you look at this picture, one of his eyes is moving to the side. You know, a lot of celebrities' eyes do that because they have weird vessels. You know, they're not naturally made vessels, so their eyes be wandering all over the place. I showed that in my Kevin Samuels video because Kevin Samuels and Tracy McGrady's eyes are so creepy. And here's some more weird pictures of Durk. You know, he does not look like a regular human. And a lot of people talk about his eyes because they're so demonic, man. And also, Durk looks like a female, you know, and I talked about this in my Beyonce video because Jay-Z also looks like a female, and he was wearing pink in that picture that I showed of Jay-Z and Beyonce. So all of these celebrities are inverts, so just keep that in mind. So that's why Durk looks like a female. Right here, somebody said, them perks eating Lil Durk, and it's a picture of this female. And then somebody made this meme, and they photoshopped Durk's face on this girl, and it just looks so funny. And then there's this live of Durk and India, and somebody said if Durk don't move his grandma looking ass. And it's funny because he really looks like a woman right here. And also notice that India is doing one-eye symbolism right there. And there's just so many people comparing women to Durk. You know, there's more comparisons of Durk to women than Durk to males. You know, here's another one. They said, remember when Lil Durk was on Jimmy Neutron? And they show this picture of the girl from Jimmy Neutron. And they also said that Lil Durk and Pooh Shiesty look like these fictional characters. And they really do, man. That's what I was explaining to you guys in my Kodak video, that these characters are designed like a video game character. You know, that's why they look strange in real life, because they're designed to be a character for the screen. You know, they're not really designed to be a character in real life. It's like if you saw these fictional characters in real life, they would look so strange because they're not supposed to be in real life. You know, they're designed for the game or the show. Alright, so I just wanted to talk about that because Durk is not a real person. He's not a real vessel. He wasn't naturally made. You know, he was created to play the role of the character that he is. And I say that because there's a lot of damage control out there trying to make it look like he was a real person. And although he did infiltrate in high schools and the hood and stuff like that, that doesn't change the fact that he's not a real person, because there's infiltrators all around us. And it's really important to understand that, because that's exactly what they're doing. You know, they try to blend in like regular people. Like, for example, right here, Durk is probably next to this regular person, and she don't even know that he's an infiltrator. And he looks like a woman right here once again. And he looks like a dog, too. That's probably why they compared him to that dog on Fortnite. And he posted that picture and noticed that he tried to make himself look like a real person and that he had a real come-up story. He said, "Believe me now when I said I was broke." So he's commanding people to believe him now. And he's showing this old picture of him. And they try to make it seem like they're broke so they have a real come-up story. But all of this is fake and scripted. You know, they infiltrate the hood and they try to seem like they're a down-to-earth person. But they already know that in the future they're going to play this character on the world stage. So they're just infiltrating for the time being. And the people around them don't even know unless they're also infiltrators. Like, for example, right here, this is a young picture of Durk and Rico Recklezz. And they look really young right here. You know, and they're around all these regular kids. And they don't even know that they're infiltrators. Alright, so another way they try to make celebrities look real is with their baby mamas and kids and stuff like that. So this is Durk's baby mama, and this looks so fake to me, man. Like, this seems like a big joke. You know, the fact that this is the person that he used to date before he got famous. You know, it really seems like a big joke. Like, this doesn't seem real, you know what I mean? But she's an infiltrator as well. She's not a real person. You know, these people around them were specifically placed to make it seem like the character had a real story. And you can really tell that she's an infiltrator as well with this picture because she's doing symbolism with his head right here. And this picture looks so strange to me because it looks like she's holding Durk's head, but his body's not there, you know what I mean? It just looks very weird. And here's some pictures of them with their kids, you know, and notice that the kids look nothing like Lil Durk. You know, I'm going to show you guys some pictures. These kids look nothing like Lil Durk at all. All of the celebrity kids are not real kids. You know, they're specifically created to be these celebrities' kids. And some of them end up having careers later on. But that's why most of the time they don't look like their parents because they're not real kids. You know, celebrities don't have kids the way that we have kids. Alright, so last thing I want to point out is Durk's new song, and it's called F My Cousin Part 2. And this has double meaning. You know, the surface level is obviously, you know, he's saying he don't like his cousin or whatever. But if you really think about it, this sounds really sus. It sounds like he's saying that he slept with his cousin, you know what I mean? And that reminds me of Kevin Gates' video where he admitted that he slept with his cousin. You know, I talked about that in my Kevin Gates video recently. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because this song title looks very sus. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I recommend you guys watch all of my Jay-Z and Lil Durk videos. They're all in a playlist. I'm going to leave that link in the description below. You know, they really put that one in plain sight. You know, Durk even called himself Chicago's Jay-Z. And he even took this picture that is very similar to Jay-Z. So there's a lot of mockery with this. And I made this video 9 months ago, right? And shortly after that, they did damage control by putting out this look-alike character called Durkio. And he don't even look like Lil Durk. You know, I talked about that in this video. So that was major damage control to my video. So I responded to that with this video. Make sure you guys go check that out. You know, I really broke down this Durkio character and I showed you guys other pictures of him where he doesn't have the blonde dreads, and you guys can really see that he looks nothing like Lil Durk. And if you guys notice, lately they've been putting out a lot of lookalikes to try to do damage control to the videos that I make. So don't fall for the damage control. You know, the fact that they're trying this hard to water down what I'm saying really goes to show that the stuff I'm exposing is really deep and they don't want it out there. So thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. You know, I can't make this big of an impact without you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that drops a like on all my videos and comments and shares the videos and shows their family and friends these videos, because all of you guys are helping to make a difference and to spread awareness, because more people need to know about this. You know, there's too many people that are worshiping celebrities and idolizing them and stuff like that. So thank you guys for all the support. Make sure you guys drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my Patreon. The links are in the description below. So last thing I'm going to show you guys before I end the video is some clips of Gilly the Kid admitting that Lil Durk is Jay-Z. And there's even this video right here where Gilly was turning up to Lil Durk and he called Jay-Z Sorry Not Sorry verse corny. So he put this one in plain sight so much, and even Durk admitted he's Jay-Z in the song. So I'm gonna show you guys that clip right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out.
I'm Durkio without Chicago Jay-Z.
Who's the new Hove?
What you mean? You know who the new Hove is?
No, okay.
I'm Durkio without Chicago's Jay-Z. Yeah, you know who the new Hove is.
You think so?
Yes, to the young street. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, Hove was about, you know, being a hustler, getting some money, getting the, you know, and that was the wave when we was young.
Yeah.
We didn't look up to the shooters. The shooters was crash dummies. If you was a shooter, you was a who life didn't mean that much. We didn't value your life. You was a goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter if you went to jail because you gonna die or go to jail anyway soon. You was a goofy.
Well, now they're praising shooters.
Now the shooters get praised.
Mm-hmm.
To have some bodies and not have no money and be popular is like, wait, that just got a $600 rusty gun. Like, what the is we praising him about? It's different.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But in the drill, this shit is about the drilling era now. And Durk is the king of that. You know? It started off with Chief Keef, but Durk took that shit over, man.